Hi, everyone. I'm Marc Ang. I'm the president and founder of Asian Industry B2B, and we are a nonprofit organization based in Southern California and Orange County, very active in the Vietnamese community. So I'm so happy to be here to promote Vietnamese film, especially this great film that we're going to talk about today. So welcome, everyone, to our exciting virtual fireside chat in celebration of the feature film Kiều by director Mai Thu Huyền. Kiều is a stunning period piece, romance, drama, inspired by the most famous Vietnamese literary classic of all time, The Tale of Kiều by Nguyen Du. This film is FYC for the 2022 Golden Globe Awards in the Best Motion Picture, non-English language category. Kiều is directed by female director Mai Thu Huyền, who is here with us today and also produced and stars in the film. The film had its U.S. premiere as the selected Vietnamese spotlight film at the 2021 Newport Beach Film Festival, the second only Vietnamese spotlight film in the festival's 22-year history. Kiều was awarded the most outstanding film of the year at the Once Upon Vietnam Awards, an event sanctioned by the Asian World Film Fest. Kiều is distributed by the Southern California film company 3388 Films. We're so lucky and honored to have joining us today director Mai Thu Huyền and Lê Anh Huy, who plays the lead male role in the film. So now I'm pleased to introduce Miss Mai Thu Huyền.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Marc Ang, and I want to say thank you so much for the audience. My name is Huyền. I'm the director, producer, and actress of Kiều movie. Yeah, I'm very honored to be here today.
Thank you. And in addition, Mai Thu Huyền is that 2021 feature film Kiều marks her directorial debut. Previously, she also produced and starred in the feature films Paradise in Heart and American Dream. She was awarded the Rising Star and Best Actress Award by the HCM City Film Association for her role as Thanh Truc in Candles at Night. She is the founder and CEO of Tin Com Media. Welcome. And now I want to introduce and welcome Lê Anh Huy.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mai Thu Huyền. It's just my pleasure today to get invited to this show, and I was so exciting. I'm actually in Vietnam right now. Over here it's like early morning, but I'm so excited to meet you guys and to be on the show. Thank you.
Thank you. And just some background, Lê Anh Huy is a Vietnamese American actor and singer who stars in the lead male role of Thuc Sin in Kiều. He is the winner of Mr. America International Award 2013 and has appeared in several independent U.S. produced films before making his Vietnam feature debut in Kiều. So welcome. So now let's take a look at Kiều.
Nàng không thể dung thân ở chốn này. Ta sẽ chuộc nàng ra.
Ta muốn biết người này đang ở đâu.
What a powerful trailer, right? I have to say that it's very rare a movie impresses me the way that Kiều did. And I actually wrote a review for the Hollywood Times where I talked about this movie embodying excellence in cinematography, the story, the pacing, the acting. It really goes to show how much attention of detail was put into this piece. And as an audience watching it, I felt, a lot of movies take a little bit to ramp up. This goes action from the very beginning, and it sustains that excitement action, emotion, all throughout the movie, the 90 minutes. So I'm just so honored to be here to moderate this panel today. So now let's get to the discussion. Okay. One of my first questions is, to both panelists, what is the feedback from Western audiences about the film? Because I felt that this was very universal in a lot of the themes that it explored, from human trafficking to even some of the dynamics we have as Asian Americans in different generations. There's the main character, the main female lead, went for love and that emotion versus duty, like things like that really kind of capture some modern day dynamics between the generations. So for a Western audience, what are your thoughts? Maybe let's start with Huyền. What are your thoughts as a director on its impact on the Western audience?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I'm very honored that your movie has had its US premiere in the New Papist Film Festival as the Vietnamese spotlight film, with many movies from many countries around the world. And I'm very happy when, after watching the movie, the audience gave me the hug, words of encouragement, and tears of sympathy for the characters. And I'm so surprised. And the review that I heard of the most were good acting, beautiful scenes, and beautiful landscape of Vietnam. That is also my purpose when bringing films abroad, because I want to promote our country, culture, and people of Vietnam to international audience around the world.
Wonderful. And how about you, Huy? What are your thoughts on its impact on the Western audience?
For me, as first when I heard the news that the Kiều movie gonna be played and premiere in US, I got a little bit nervous because Kiều actually is a piece of art that also is a historical movie, and it bring up the traditional Vietnamese custom, so a little bit far from the Western culture. But I was so happy and surprised at how much the audience, they love Kiều, they love the scenery of Vietnam, and they can understand deeply the story. They was like amazed and amazed. And after the movie, everybody talk and even cry and talk about the emotional that they got, and they really proud of this movie, and make me and Mai Thu Huyền and the whole film crew is very proud.
Absolutely. I think, the universality of it is, the characters were just so well developed. And I think, for me, I fell in love with at least a multiple characters in the movie. And really that sustained my attention, my excitement, my emotion towards, what was unfolding in the plot. But I do want to first talk about the cinematography. As you both have mentioned, the beautiful sights in Vietnam. Where was this filmed? I mean, these waterfalls, these, lush forests, these aerial views. Tell me a little bit, Director Huyền, on, the different locations that this was shot at.
Yeah, we had 2 years journey to prepare the Kiều movie, from pre-production to post-production. Because this the movie is a period film set during the feudal reign of 2,000 years ago. So the most difficulty aspect of making the movie was set design and custom design. And we have to invest a lot of money into this area. In addition, Vietnam does not have a large film set to accommodate period film. So we have to travel across this country, from the north, middle, and south, to shoot on the location in 6 different provinces in Vietnam, in order to capture the nature, landscape, and set design as required from the script. If the audience to watch the movie, they will see very beautiful landscape, natural strand, and we shoot in Cao Bằng, Phú Thọ, Quảng Bình, Quảng Trị. Yeah, and more than 50% of the remaining scenes we shoot in Huế. Huế is an ancient capital of Vietnam. So fortunately, Huế still retain many architecture faith of the old imperial city. So we receive a lot of location support there, and it's a very I'm very happy because Huế is already also planning to develop a large film studio in Vietnam to attract domestic and international film crew to shooting in making film in Vietnam, because we understand that it is the best way to promote our tourism for the country through the film. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, it definitely made me want to visit. I've been to Hanoi, Saigon, and Da Nang, but I have not been to Hue. So this is definitely going to make me want to make a trip out there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, Hui, what was your favorite location as far as, because I mean, it's good to know 6 locations, but of the 6, which was your favorite?
I would say definitely the waterfall in Cao Bằng. The waterfall is something that I always want to go, but it's very far from the city. So if you want to see that, you have to travel, and then you have to take a ride about 3-4 hours from the airport, and then walking a far way. Yes. So for me, when I know the movie gonna film at the waterfall, which is called Bang Dốc, I was so exciting. And when I see it with my own eyes, I feel like, wow, this is like crazy. It looked like Photoshop, but it's really, really crazy, really beautiful.
What a great payoff, right? I mean, and I didn't realize what a long journey it is just to get to that remote location. And, just the way you shot it, Director Huynh, it was just so, you really captured those elements of nature and edited it so beautifully. So that kind of leads me to my next question. I was very impressed with the editing process. From the shots being put together, it really just felt like a piece of art. And just unfolding so seamlessly and so perfectly from scene to scene. I mean, my favorite one was, the picture when Hui's character was doing the painting, and then it perfectly cut to the female lead's, a shot of her with, a great camera work there. So tell us a little bit about the editing process and kind of how that unfolded, because it really is so excellent.
Yeah. The post-production process of the Kiều movie also took nearly a year, 1 year. We have to edit many times to get the best version, because we shoot a lot of scene and almost a very beautiful scene, and I don't want to cut anything. But because the time slot, so I have to. What a pity, but I need to choose the best version with around 90 minutes. This movie.
Yes.
But in this movie, one of the things I'm quite satisfied with the theme song and the soundtrack of the movie. It is very important in this movie because the character Kiều often perform the lunar lute and has many supporting dancers on the stage. So I have to order the musician had to compose music before shooting, in order to the actress to have time to practice before shooting. yeah, I have to invite the musician teacher the musician teach her for a long time, around 3 months. Yeah, and the visual effect of this movie also take a long time because we must also be conduct in parallel with the shooting state. Yeah.
That's amazing. All that I can see that, and it just strikes me that you probably filmed so much great shots and footage that must have been painful to say, "Hey, we got to cut some of this out for But I think that work, and I've done this as well with my writing. Oh, you write something good, you're like, I don't want to cut it out, but in the end, you have some parameters, and that's so powerful. I'd say do maybe a music video and include some of those shots that you didn't include, especially since we got a musician here with Hui, right? You can maybe possibly do something there and not let that footage go to waste. But Hui, I wanted to ask you there on this kind of the same line of thought with these the scenes and stuff. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, my favorite scene would be the action scene, and also the scene that I meet my wife and my lover again, which is Kiều, on the same table of the dinner with my wife and my mother-in-law. That's was very, very, very hard and complicated emotion in me. So that it make me very, it took me long time to prepare mentally for that scene. And when it come out, people say that you look really scary there. You scared. You look
Yes.
and they can feel. I think that's my favorite scene.
I felt your emotions as the bracelet was burned, and how powerful
Exactly.
it was, and how you had to keep a straight
Exactly.
face but struggle to break that. And
Yes. How I
Director
have to
Huynh,
keep.
on that scene, I'm sure you caught a lot of great footage there. What was the calculation there on getting the different players in that, from the mother-in-law to the wife to Q in that scene, the four characters. I think you perfectly
Exactly.
balanced it. But tell us a little bit about the editing process on that scene.
Exactly. You know what's funny? When I ask people, "Hey, this is the scene I'm gonna face. So, what do you think if you in this situation?" And I ask that question to many people, and they're like, "No, no, this is crazy. I don't know how to react to that." Even all the men I meet, all my friends, they think that's a very emotional, very hard scene
Powerful.
to play.
Very
Yeah,
powerful. And I think
very powerful.
your acting there was just incredible. I felt for you. But Director Huynh, on that scene, tell us a little bit about how that was for you in the editing process.
Edit process.
Yeah, on the editing process for that scene.
Yeah.
For the dinner scene.
Yeah. Yes, this is a long scene. Yeah, and very important scene. And I remember we shoot this stand 3 days. 3 days.
Wow.
Because this is too difficult for the acting
Mhm.
for everyone. Yeah.
Wow.
Boxing, Kiều, his wife and his mother-in-law is
Yes.
very
Exactly.
too difficult. So before we have to practice many times. Yeah, again and again with in the pre-production, and when the shooting is take long times, and editing, um, it's too difficult
Yes.
because it is very important scent of the movie, and we have to take care about the
Every
details,
detail.
every
Yes.
detail. Yeah.
I could see that. I mean,
Human, yeah.
kudos. What a great job on that. Now, speaking of great job, the martial arts scenes. Wow, wow, wow. just even the editing on that, with the, sped up and then slowed down. I mean, it was just so well done that you almost go, wow, I want a movie in itself just based on the fight scenes. But tell us a little bit, Hui, on your, I mean, that takes some training there. Some of the moves you had, I mean, are you martial arts trained? Tell me a little bit about how it was filming those scenes.
I have a little bit background in martial art. I have a black belt in karate when I was 14, 15. But this movie is played in the old time, and we use all the traditional martial art, Vietnamese martial art. So it's actually it's a harder compared from my experience. So it took me 4 months to prepare for the action scene. We just I have to practice every day with the cascader team over and over. So on the movie, you see this only happened for 3-4 minutes, but it took me like months to prepare for it.
Wow, that's some dedication right there. And just, and there were so many other actors involved in those martial arts scenes. So let's bring it to the Director Huyền. How was that? Because I felt that it was almost like a beautiful choreography, those martial arts scenes. It was action filled, but also beautiful, almost like a dance. Can you tell us how that came about and what inspired you for those scenes?
For this movie, when she's a top director, but she also bring in all the top people in the industry into this movie. So she bring in the direction and the action director. His name is Tuấn Nguyen, and his team is the best action team in Vietnam. So we have to work with him and coordinate everything, and watch it over and over again, and until it's match her imagination. Yeah,
that's amazing, Director Huyền. Your due diligence and what we've done there. So let's move on now to my favorite character was the brothel mom, and she was one of the supporting characters, and I thought she was very interesting because she provided a comedic element to the movie, and she was equally parts bad because she was the person that was bringing Q into this life, but we saw humanity with her and multiple dimensions around the brothel mom. So tell us, Director Huyền, on the inspiration behind that character.
Yeah, the name is Tú Bà. Tú Bà is a special character in the Tale of Kiều by the poem Nguyễn Du, and it has become a typical character when people refer to the brothel mom. Yeah, but in the original story, Tú Bà is more cruel and beating Kiều so much. But in this movie, I don't want to do like that, and I want Tú Bà is so cute inside, but outside she always smile and love Kiều. But inside she want, because she want to buy her to get much money. And the actress to play on the role is the very famous singer in Vietnam. She is Phương Thanh singer. Yes, and I love her too. And she actor and very natural. Yeah. And I think these characters, many audience love characters.
Absolutely. She was my favorite for sure. In fact, I wanted to see more of her. But it was great. Every time she came on, she stole the show. Director Huyền, I really wanted to ask you about the double duty you played, because you also played the spirit. And being a director and an actor, that double duty, there's so many people that don't do that. They either take one role or the other, but not both. And you balanced it so well. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, I have been acting since when I was 16 years old, and I have appeared in more than 30 leading roles in movie and TV series, and I also produced 15 film, and but Kiều is my future film director debut. Among all jobs, I have experience such as producer, director, actress, model, host of the TV program. But acting is still my favorite job. Yeah. So when there are suitable roles, I will also act. And because yeah, in this movie, I have to three roles at the same time: director, actress, and producer, executive producer. So it's very straight, and yeah, very hardworking. But I think I like the spirit of spirit roles as Đạm Tiền. Yeah, I love this character.
Yes, and so I wanted to ask you why you picked the spirit's role instead of any other characters, like say the wife or for Q herself. You, as a producer, you had that leeway to decide, but you chose the spirit. Why was the spirit chosen?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I actually the role. Yeah, I love to become Kiều, but I think it's better if I'm younger, 20 years old. But in this movie, the role that I really I like the most is the wife. Yeah, because
Yes.
Hoạn Thư has a complicated intro and a lot of actings. But because this, as I talk, because in this movie I have to take on three roles: a producer, director, and actress. So I just want to play a supporting role to spend more time focusing on directing. Um, yeah, but yeah, in addition, I love the Đạm Tiên because it a special set, different from all other roles that I have been acting.
Mhm. Oh, it was beautiful. I think the spirit's character really showed kind of, in the beginning, she's scary and, she was stopping Q from finding love. But in the end, we were able to see where the spirit was coming from as well. So that was a very powerful, evolution of that character, even as a smaller role, say, compared to the wife. But I agree with you. The wife's character is had the most range of emotions and situations. But going right to that next question is, and we'll bring this over to Hui. We had talked about that scene, at the dinner table and the emotions channeled there as he's torn between his wife, new lover, societal norms, and the debt of gratitude to his wife, who actually uplifted his social status. Tell us a little bit more about that, and maybe kind of, how you were able to make that balance, and just your thoughts about how that whole plot unfolded.
Um, yes, that is the most difficult thing for me to this movie is this character psychology, because I'm not a married guy myself, but facing as a playing as a role as a married man, have a beautiful wife, lovely wife, and having an affair with a lover. um, having an affair is always wrong, and it's make me fighting inside my own personal feeling. And for that, I have to work with my director, Mai Thu Huyền, and ask her many questions and working uh, hard and with other director, the supporting director in the movie too. And it took me a long time to get prepared for that emotion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And real quick, what was your biggest challenge in that lead role?
I'm sorry.
The biggest
Challenge.
challenge for you in that lead role, maybe the most challenging scene, the one that was hardest for you.
The most challenging, I would say that the psychology of the character. So for me, I have to forget about myself as Lê Anh Huy and 100% get into the character, and as how much I love my wife and as how much I craving for the freedom of love. When I see Kiều, I found myself that I don't have the freedom, I don't have the love, I don't have what I want, and I'm not the fully a man myself. So rescuing her make me feel like I'm a man and I can be freedom, and for so it took me a long way, a long way to become the character Tubsin.
Wait, that
And
was
I think
powerful. That really, those words. I mean, really, not to make excuses for infidelity, but
that
I think director Huen really did such an amazing job showing the humanity of every character. There's no just good guy or bad guy. It's really going into the experience of humanity.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And so let's move on. I really wanted to take this back. Obviously, we know this is a period piece, but today we're looking at modern day issues. Like I said in the beginning, it really touched upon a lot of modern day issues. But I'd like to hear from both of you what kind of issues that a modern day person can relate to in this movie.
I think Kiều, I want to tell the Kiều, but I want to do the movie to the audience nowadays. In Vietnam, also there are some film that denounce of the abuse that women have to do, but not many. So I think this is a very condemnable act. It happened to not only to the in the federal periods as the Kill movie mentioned, but nowadays there are still many women who are turning to woods for people to buy and to sell. So they are forced to become a prostitute, and this case often fall on girls with difficult combustion or remote area. Through this movie, I also want to reflect the fact that in the modern life, there are still many women with the same face as Kiều of
Mhm.
200 years ago.
Absolutely. That's so powerful. Exactly. Like, in fact, human trafficking is becoming more and more of a problem these days. And, really to see that and the emotions and the betrayal where, she didn't know that her own parents were, selling her. That is just so sad, but it's very commonplace, like you said, in rural areas. I want to move on now to some questions by top female entertainment reporter and culture expert, Dr. Laura Wilhelm. And for director Huen, this is what she says. I truly love the story of Q because it was so full of irony and ambiguity. Q didn't want to be a courtesan, but she found true love with a married man. Then she had to work as a slave for the man's family under his wife and her mother. Do you think Q's story makes her seem like a hero or a villain or maybe both?
I think excellent question. Um, I think in the previous feudal society, a man was allowed to get married with many wives. In fact, In this love story in the Kiều movie, there is no right or no wrong, right or wrong. But all I find that all three characters have reasons for their action, and all have to serve of love. In this movie, I don't want to build any hero or any villain, but I want to audience to feel it for themselves. And in my opinion, I love three of them. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, Thúc Sinh or Kiều on Thoại Thư is not good or not bad. They are people.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have a heart. They live by their heart.
I think you accomplished that goal, Director Huynh. I mean, really, I walked away. In parts of the movie, you go, "Oh, what a bad guy. He's cheating on her, this and that." But then, yet, in the end, we got to see Hui's character with a lot of humanity, and then, especially in the end, which I don't want to spoil and give away to everyone, but that was really just, you really get to feel for these characters in a way that only a talented director like yourself is able to bring out. So really kudos and big applause to you for what you were able to accomplish, at least for me as a viewer. The next question from Laura is, I love this one. She goes, I was intrigued by the many strong female characters in this story. Q, the madam of the brothel, my favorite, the man's wife and mother, and of course the spirit. Are these characterizations faithful to the original 1820 text based upon a 17th century novel, or have they been updated to better suit the taste of 2021 audiences?
Yeah, as a female director, perhaps I have a lot more sympathy for female character in this movie. And I want to, through this movie, I want to reflect the conditions of women under the feudal society. In Kiều movie, every woman encapsulates a different layer of meaning about the faith and hidden physiological corner, and how the pain of one person to share and place onto the someone else. And so that this characterization not faithful to the original tale of Kiều. And I already update to better suit for the nowadays. And the most the character is inspired so much is the Đặng Tiên. We create this character is special. Yeah.
Oh, very, very interesting. No, thank you for that. And now to Hui, I wanted to ask the final question to you. What do you think of your role in the story, since you were surrounded by three strong women? Your character's motives for having the affair with Q seem pretty complex, and we kind of discussed that earlier. But how was that experience overall for you, and your analysis of the role of your character in the story?
I would say the three strong women that from the movie is represent for the pressure, and the it create a lot of pressure for my character, and it's represent for the problem from society, and the problem from the marriage couple. And I think that make him fighting a lot from the inside, fighting for his love, for his freedom of love. And it's also one of the biggest motive to make him make a mistake, a guilty mistake, as he having an affair with his lover, which we not agree with. I don't agree with that, but I would say, but that bring up the problem where what problem that from the society, and I wish he doesn't have to be surrounded by three women, and then maybe he would never have to have an affair with the lover.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Great. Yeah, so complex. And I just encourage everyone to just watch this and how it unfolds. And I mean, this is one of those movies where after a while, like if you go with your friends to watch it after the night is over, you go want to grab like late night dinner and chat about it because there's so much going on. So
So much going on.
really
It's becoming
great performances. Obviously, Hui and director Huynh, your vision really came alive, and I could see that everything you said today, I saw it manifested in the movie.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you guys because I have two very talented people in front of me today. Okay, I want to ask you guys both what your projects are. Obviously, promoting Q is going to be one of your priorities, I'm sure, in the next year. But I also want to hear what other projects you're doing. Because for one, director Huynh, I'm just excited to see your next movie. I can't believe this is your directorial debut. I mean, it's like you've been making movies forever on this. I mean, this is a work of art that's just, I mean, it should be preserved. Obviously, with it's a great tourist advertisement for Hui, but beyond that, it is just seriously a work of art. What is your next project? What's in store for the audiences? And can we follow you on social media? Tell us a little bit about what's in store for us.
Yeah, thank you. Your question. Currently, I'm looking for the script on the topic of Vietnamese people abroad, and perhaps in the near future, I will make the film about the Vietnamese community in the U.S. Because my family, my elder sister, my younger brother currently live in the U.S. and my two children studying in the U.S. too. So as well, I have some favorite condition to if I were to make the movie here, and 4 years ago, I already go to the US to shooting the movie The American Dream. Yeah, and the movie also released in Vietnam, US, and Canada. Yeah, and I really want to help to a Vietnamese audience to understand more about the life of Vietnamese community in the world, especially in the US.
Oh, that is fascinating. And, obviously, I think right now there is this growth in getting our Asian stories and especially our Asian American stories out. This year, Shang-Chi, as you know, the Marvel movie was a blockbuster smash. And that really was around Chinese Americans based in San Francisco area in the Northern California. So I think the Southern California Vietnamese community needs its own movie. So anything I can do to help you with that, when you let me know, and we'll stay in touch on that. How about you, Hui? I wanted your kind of what next projects that you're going to be on, and can fans of you, especially of your great martial arts, can follow you on social media. Tell us a little about what's in store for the future.
Working with the talented director Mai Thu Huyền has given me a great experience, and I feel very, very lucky and honored to work with her and her film crew. And after this movie, it's changed my life, and it changed my perspective of my career, my acting career, and it's also opened up to me a lot of opportunity. I guess many casting from inside the country and also in US. So for now, for this year, I'm working with another project from the HBO TV series with HBO, and I think I think maybe the director is watched the movie Q and found me, and because I don't know how he found me and he contacted me. Yeah. So this is great opportunity, and I would like to say thank to Mai Thu Huyền and give me the chance to open up my new career.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
your talent. I
Thank
this
you.
depend on you because your talent. Yeah.
And I think director Huyền has an eye for talent. I just thought the casting on that movie, we're getting the best actors and actresses, the chemistry as well between the actors and actresses was phenomenal. It was, everything just felt so natural, and yet you're setting this movie hundreds of years ago. That was just such an achievement in itself, just putting that all together. Like I said, it's a work of art. It's like watching that beautiful painting that you drew in the, by the waterfall. It just really all came together so well. So in closing, I just want to thank both of you for this great chat today. It was just a pleasure to meet you and kind of get the behind the scenes of our favorite scenes, how the movie was produced, our current projects. I'm so thankful to, and honored to meet you guys and learn more about Q. So for the audience, Q is currently available on Amazon Prime Video. So please check it out. You can also find more information about the film by visiting the official website, qmovie.com. And let me spell that for you, KIEU, and then the word movie, MOVIE.com. So I really thank everyone. And, this award season is coming up. So I want to send some, prayers and positive vibes that you'll end up sweeping awards, because I certainly will be your biggest cheerleader for this film. So honored, and thank you so much for joining us today. And director Mai Thu Huyền and lead actor Lê Anh Huy, thank you for joining us today. And I'm Marc Ang, and we're signing off now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very honored too. Thanks.